Well, I was looking for, I suppose, a group of like-minded people, peers really, who, you know, I've joined a couple of other groups, director forums and things like that, but I was looking for something a bit more industry and manufacturing related, and I suppose that's what I felt was missing. A lot of it was sort of business owners and directors running businesses, which is ideal talking to those kind of people, but it's more I wanted something more related to what we do. Well, it's you get so sucked into the business and the day-to-day side of the business that I think sometimes if you're not careful you can lose a little bit of sight as far as what's going on around you. And as much as I visit customers and I try and go out there and keep in contact with everything that's going on, sometimes I think it's ideal to just sort of talk with others and you know, and see what's going on in other manufacturing businesses, and to, you know, see some of the sort of speakers that the Manufacturing Alliance bring in and things like that, see other people's perspectives on things. So I think it's just a way of keeping in touch with reality sometimes as well. Yeah, speakers like the gentleman from, you know, who ran Leyland Daff, and you know, he was just inspirational for me. And however big a company he ran, a little bit like Paul Nailon as well, actually the reality is, don't matter what size the business is, the basics, we're all there, you know, as far as how they came in and made a difference. And I think you need a little bit of that inspiration sometimes, and see people have come out the other end of it. So often for me, when I've had my problems taken on within the group, it's been more confirmational than anything else, and a help then as far as the actual practicalities of getting through the issue. I've already got my own ideas how I get through it. I take a little bit of what other people give me within the problem solving session, and then that generally gives me a good way forward. So it's been pretty useful. And like anything, I also take things from giving advice to others on their issues. You don't always want to have your own issues solved. Sometimes it's actually more interesting solving somebody else's, because you take something from it yourself as well. Excellent fun, great group of people. Walking football is something I've never played before, but I've got to say that was that made me laugh. It was good fun, and some people's idea of walking was was certainly different than my idea of walking. But no, I mean, I took a lot from it. I think, if I'm being absolutely honest, I think I took more from it personally, as far as friendship, good group of people, a little bit of relaxation time. You know, obviously that we had challenges on that, and time to think and time to challenge ourselves a little bit for the coming year. But I think whilst we did some constructive things to take away to bring back into the group next year, I think it was more, for me, it was a bit of time to relax and reflect, and to enjoy a bit of time with a nice group of people, which is sometimes all you need. I found them very useful, yeah. Generally always go away with a few ideas in my head, and if nothing else, I feel like I've offloaded some of me, some of my baggage. yeah. I would say they're very good at making it easy, which I hope continues. You know, I think if a forum like that was very heavy on the members to bring content and to prepare for it and things like that, I think that's not what people at my level want to do. I think we want to take something from it. We want to have things organised and be professional, and be able to then take as much individually from it as possible, whilst sharing our own, you know, hopefully valuable information to everybody else. And I think that's what the Alliance has managed to get a good balance on, really, is, you know, I don't have to worry too much about having a lot of preparation done for the meetings. Yes, there's sometimes a bit of prep, but nothing too heavy. And it's all very professionally organised and, you know, and ready to go. So it works well for me, that. would be searching round for probably a similar kind of I mentioned directors forums and things like that. There are obviously other types of business clubs around, whether it be breakfast clubs, whether it be directors forums and things like that. But I think I would ultimately be looking around for something that I've already got, so it works for me. A good member for me is somebody who comes with the premise that they're going to sort of show warts and all about their business. And some of us have got some things to be very proud of, and some things of us have got some things to be maybe a little bit embarrassed about, that we need to improve. But I don't think anybody's tried to cover anything up, which is important for me. So yeah, good committed members. Don't find it too much of a problem. It's like anything, if you have something in your diary, well planned, and this goes back to good planning and having everything organised properly. As long as it's in the diary, it's like everything, you can manage it and you can work things around it. There's always going to be the odd situation, and people are understanding of that. But I think there is a general feeling in the group that we don't want members who are just going to turn up now and again and let other things override the meeting in the diary. I think we all try and be there most of the time. I think we've got a real good mix, to be honest. From I suppose quite high-end businesses who are well matured. At the other end we have sort of more junior directors or managers who, when they started with the group, they've maybe not had so much to input straight away, and they've taken a lot from it. But I think every last one of them are now contributing, and that you can see them maturing into their roles and bringing a lot more to the group. So I think we've got a good broad mixture of competencies, and we've managed to keep it pretty high level as far as the members, which I think is important. So yeah, good mix. Actually, I don't think it does take a huge amount of selling. I think there's a lot of people at the top in businesses who, it can be a bit of a lonely place, and they want ways to network with people of their own, with similar issues and with similar challenges. So I think it's just about finding those people, really. And I don't think once you've found them, it takes a lot of selling it to them. I think they come along. They come to a taster session, which works great, and generally it's plain sailing from there. Well, I suppose I don't. Whilst we all try and plan strategy for our businesses and a short, medium, and longer term plan, I think from a personal point of view, sometimes it's important to scope out your own personal development and where you want to go as a person. And we're perhaps none of us quite spend enough time on that generally. But I would hope that wherever I go next, whether it be staying within this business, which is a very, we're part of a bigger group, but they are very much a family business actually when you break it down, even though it's a global business now. So there's a good possibility that I'll stay here for some time. But if I do move on, whether I be here or elsewhere, I want something like the Manufacturers Alliance to be helping with my personal development on a longer term basis. So to stick with it.